Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bunnysays. Welcome to another episode of Minecraft. Please subscribe and like. Okay. Listen, a friend of mine said, somebody I know said, you should ask for a like and subscribe at the beginning of a video, not at the end. People might not get to the end of the video. Then what? They'll never hear you. I was like, does it really matter? It's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So there you go. Sorry about that. I just thought it was funny. You know, we're saying hi to Damon, our demon here. I'm surprised he hasn't jumped on one of the chickens yet. You know, they could ride the chickens. It's funny. You know, it's funny to see it. But, excuse me. And, hello. I'm Bunnysays. Thank you for joining me today. It's been quite a mild day out today. But, thank you for joining me. It's a little bit of fun at the beginning there. I'm sorry. Let me run over here and grab some reeds. Today I'm going to start building some lighthouses. Real quick, I'm just going to put up some common lighthouses. I want to put it on the way back home, so if I jump in a boat, I can just you know, potentially find my way home without having to worry about looking at the map or anything. So I'm just going to put up some quick utility. There we go. Everything's good. Wow, did I catch them all? Kidding. Oh no, okay, here we go. Okay. Just grabbing some reeds here. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, there we go. There's a bunch of them right here. Yeah, I was thinking back on, well, was it nighttime already? I was just thinking back on when I was doing this originally. Okay, I have enough. I have plenty. And I was remembering why I was doing this in the first place. And I remember I wanted to record my thoughts, you know, and the different thoughts I was having at the time. And that partly this is, you know, yeah, sort of a record. Partly. I wanted it to be a record of my thoughts. So, wow, I'm just totally missing everything. But I'm going to share some thoughts, a little bit about the gaming industry, a little bit later. Right now, I'm going to go to bed. But I was thinking I should put more thoughts down. And one of the things, I know I did, don't I? Yes, I do. I knew it. Okay, there we go. So I should have just jumped in the water and went there. Okay. Oh, say the shadow or a piece of reed, whatever. it's staying there, whatever it is. But let me grab the parts here that I want. I'm not gonna make a. It's not gonna be fancy. Just some stone. Maybe some diorite. Oh, you know what? Maybe some andesite. That'd be good. And, oh, a couple acacia trees. Let's put 10 of them just in case. I might need dirt. And wait a minute. Oh, what else here? Let's see. Bricks? Maybe bricks. Yeah, maybe some bricks and what else? Some wood? No. Why would you make a lighthouse out of wood? Oh, maybe some iron bars at the top. And maybe some cobblestone wall. Okay. That's it. I think that's... Yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to use netherrack really, but okay. That's it. Now, I am going to need to top into my boat. And now, let me see, where am I going to... Where's the first place? Oh, wait. Okay. The first place I'm going to put... Oh, wow, you can see my thing in the middle of the water. The little circle with my portal. Oh, wow, you can see the wall, too, and everything. On the map. Oh, wow, not bad. That looks pretty good. Oh, I'm sort of happy about that. Okay. Oh, you can see where my reeds are here. Take a look. You can see the reeds there. You can see the round island with the portal on it. See my house and my fields. See the water going down. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should make an angle and have the water go straight into the wall. Into the city, so you could hop on a boat and just swim your way straight down into the city. I might do that. Then I could grab stuff, hop on a boat and hop right down and just roll my way down to the water. Roll my way down here. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, I'll angle it so it comes right in next to the tower. In through the wall, you know? Yeah, you know what? I might do that. I'll do it later, though. I mean, I won't do it right now. I'll do it later. Yeah. Yeah, and you can see the wall and everything. Look, it's pretty good. Okay. Anyway. Let's see where I'm headed here. I'm headed over to the tunnel, so this will be my... Okay. What is that? Oh, that's one of those temples. Okay, so I guess... First of all, I'm going to put one here. Then one here. Then one... I think like over here. Just so I know that... Or I could put one here, I guess. But, no, maybe I'll... Maybe I'll put it over here. Something here, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll put it there, and then the next one I'll put... Oh, you know, I can always build... like a support beam or something and put it there. So maybe I'll put like a support beam here. Then put a support beam like here. If it's not enough. And then maybe I'll put one here. Then maybe one here. Or one here. That's it. One here. And I'll put one in front of the tunnel. Like here. Okay. They're just going to be average ones. They're not going to be like crazy fantastic ones. So let's start there. Okay. Here we go. Oh, but there was something I was looking at. I just wanted to talk to you about it. It was something I was looking at a map for a moment, and it looked like I don't know what it was, but I thought it was for a second I thought it was an arena, like a coliseum. And I was like, oh wow, what's that? It was something else. Some guy was showing some map, some random map thing. And I was like, oh wow. And then suddenly it dawned on me, I could make a little coliseum. A little like arena. Inside the gates or something like that, inside the town. Okay, I need 3 pieces here. I was thinking of making a little tiny little coliseum, a little arena area inside the town border. I thought that might be fun. Just a little round circle arena, you know. Alright, let me do this here. Oh wow, okay. I need more sand. Let me steal some from over here. But as of today, by the way, in gaming news, if you don't know what's going on, there's, well, the big news has been Fallout 76. That just come out, and apparently it's already been on sale. It came out like 2 weeks ago. Went on sale like last week at 50% off, because it's been so, people have been complaining about it being so horrible. I'm a huge Fallout fan, and I didn't go near that. Glad to say I didn't go near that game. Because I just thought it looked really, I thought it looked bad. And I could tell they sort of, when they started saying a beta, and I had that beta like right before, it was like 2 weeks before the game came out or something like that, like a month before the game was coming out. And then suddenly people were talking about bugs after bugs after bugs in it, like crazy bugs. And Bethesda, who makes the game, were talking about they were going to fix it. And I was like, it's like a couple of weeks before the game came out. I was like, you're not going to fix that at all, man. And I was totally right. I mean, you can't do that. It's practically impossible to do that. And it made me laugh when hearing that. I literally almost laughed when I heard that. Because you just can't. You can't, I mean, honest to God, you can't do that. You can't have a beta that close to launch and then launch of a game and then expect it to be okay. You can't fix it, like if there's problems with it, you can't fix it within like the 2 weeks before it comes out. There's no way that's going to happen. It's just impossible. So when I heard it, I knew it was an immediate lie. When I heard it, I was like, I started laughing. It was like, they're lying their asses off. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear there, but I just knew it. You know, it just doesn't work that way. The industry does. It just doesn't work like that. So it was killing me when they were talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna fix it all. We're gonna fix all those bugs right before the game comes out. I was like, in 2 weeks, you know. And I was like, oh man, this is, when I heard that, I was thinking, oh man, this is gonna not be good, too good. I wonder what's going on here. And then the main thing was, to me, it was, I thought it was an excuse for the Creation Club to have microtransactions for the Creation Club. And it seems like that's exactly what it was. And that's the thing that was getting me, was I kept on thinking, yeah, that's exactly what it was. And their Creation Club thing that they use for microtransactions and, you know, like loot boxes and stuff. I mean, you know, inherently microtransactions aren't horrible. You got to remember that. There are certainly like Fortnite and other free-to-play games. That model it's a fine model for a freemium game, for a freemium model, for, you know, for a free-to-play game. That's no problem, you know. But not when you're paying $60 for it, and then what was killing me was the prices were outrageous for the Creation Club. If you don't know what Creation Club is the Creation Club is Bethesda's, you know, their microtransaction thing, you know, where they want you to buy stuff from them online, you know, for online games. They had started it with Fallout, then tried to move it over to Skyrim. And their like prices are outrageous and ludicrous. It's unbelievable. They want like huge amounts of money for, you know, something that's recolored, like a recolored armor or something. All of this is the same armor, you know, red or something like that. And it'll be like $10. You know, like a ridiculous amount of money. And I don't know how they got that price model. I just don't. I'm like, nobody's gonna pay $10 just for the red colored version of that. Well, I guess people will, but not a lot. I don't think a lot of people are gonna do that. And yeah, the price is sort of ludicrous. Unfortunately, not the singer. But okay, let me put up this tower. But and if you want to hear me complaining about the Creation Club, go listen to my Fallout 4 Let's Play, and you'll hear it. I think the very first game I played, I was complaining about it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, no. Because I just was. I was all over that. I just there's no hiding it that I'm not a big fan of the Creation Club. I'm not a fan at all of it. I'm not a fan of it at all. I just think it was just this terrible money grab. And I knew it was their version of like it's their answer to like EA's and Ubisoft's, because they don't normally make that type of game. So I knew it was they're seeing everybody else go for the money, for they're seeing everybody else get their microtransaction money and loot box money, and they're seeing these companies make outrageous amounts of billions of dollars. And I got the feeling that they just were like, we have to do something like that too. We just can't let them like surpass us and go crazy and become. I think I got the feeling that the one that was partly greed, but also a thought that they didn't want to be left behind to become a second rate or a second tier publisher, like a second tier publishing company, for them to be like continue to hold on to a lead in the industry. I think they wanted to make sure they were making the big bucks too, like that. And I think it got them greedy. And oh, you know what I'll do? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. And I think they decided they were going to just make some kind of response. And their response was the Creation Club. The Creation Club, you could buy stuff and all that. So let me see what I'm going to do here. Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, I know what I'm going to do here. But I didn't like it at all. I very first episode of my Fallout 4 thing, I was complaining about it. And I'm going to make stairs, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And I just didn't like it, and I knew they were going to use that as an excuse to start making it. That they were going to start making games to try to they were going to start making stuff that would try to take advantage of that, to try to use that, try to use the Creation Club with it. And I was sure of it, and I knew it, and I was right. I knew it. They weren't going to make that whole Creation Club. They're going to continue to try to, well, in the industry they'll call it leveraging it. They'll try to, they'll try to make it and use it. They're not going to make that whole Creation Club just for the Fallout 4. They're going to try to make every game they can use it. And you won't see it, you'll see it constantly. And in the beginning they'll start to, now you'll see them start trying to use it constantly. Everywhere. And they won't stop. Even though people complaining about it, they still won't stop. And so that was well. The thing was, what also surprised me was there's one thing that's seriously, and I think I've talked about this before, but there's something seriously wrong that I see that's a real big problem in the gaming industry now. Is one of the problems is a big problem, and it happened because I was thinking about it, and I've complained about this before, was the lack of. I want to make sure you can see those torches from back here. Yeah, okay, yep. Oh, I should have made that. Oh, I know what to do. Okay. It's the lack of being able to refund a product. Now, the industry has had it for a long time. They had the ability to just be like, screw you, you can't refund anything we made. Once you buy it, start using it, software. At least in the United States, you can't return it. There's no refund policy for software. There is none. Almost always. If I buy, usually you could. Sometimes well, no, not usually. Sometimes, if you complain enough, or if you make a big stink about it, if you bought it in a store, not a GameStop or something like in a Best Buy, which is like an electronics store, you can sit there and you could say, give me credit. But for the most part, and that's only been very recently. For the most part, you flat out couldn't. They wouldn't let you refund anything, any kind of software whatsoever. So if you bought it, once you bought it, that was it. Too bad. You didn't have any recourse to bring it back. So now the industry before was, no, I'm talking about in the 2000, like around there. Now they were never fantastic about it, but they were somewhat more careful about, making stuff and not having as much bugs in it. They were somewhat careful, or at least it wasn't so bad. They made an honest effort. I thought they made an honest face effort, an honest effort to try to put out a product is like as good as they possibly could, without being bugs all over it and stuff. But that recently timetables have gotten worse, and that their companies are expecting them to. And the thing is, there's fewer and fewer reasons for it. Here's something maybe you don't know. In order to, for example, there are a bunch of things that you need to set up ahead of time in order to get a game made into a disc. All right? I should have made that taller now that I think about it. Yeah, that looks good. I think it looks alright. Yeah, it's a little stubby, but let me see how big I made this. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, really. 13, huh? 13. Okay. But here's an example. I knew from when I was working that you have to, there are only so many CD manufacturers in the world, literally. The places that make CDs and DVDs, DVDs and CDs it is, there are the ones that make huge amounts of stuff, and they usually do make huge amounts of stuff. For example, that will make them for records and movies and stuff like that. There are so many factories. Now, there are several of them, much more than make memory. But you have to tell them ahead of time, like about a month ahead of time, that you're going to, you have to say, you have to pick a date. They'll give you a date and say, okay, because if you're like, we need to have 100,000 CDs made, or, if you're expecting a big game, for example, and you say, we need, 2 million CDs made, or DVDs, I mean, that's not an easy thing to say. You can't just go, oh, okay, I could have 2 million CDs by next week. You can't do that. You have to give them a notice, advance notice. And you have to, oh wow. Okay. Guess I can't go that far away without, okay, yeah, I guess. Okay, let me see how far I get before that starts disappearing, this lighthouse. But you have to arrange ahead of time, usually about something like 6 weeks ahead of time. Okay, yeah. Right here, I guess. Now let me see what I can do here. How am I going to do this? Oh, I want to get back in the boat. Back in the boat. Thank you. Okay. Alright, I want to stand in the boat. Stop floating. Oh, stop. Going backwards. Oh, it's sliding out from underneath me. Alright, well, guess what? Alright. It's gonna be like that, huh? Oh, you know what? I'll grab a bunch of this gravel, is what I need. Okay. So anyway, you have to set it up ahead of time. So, and they'll penalize you. They'll fine you if you try to move that date. So you can't just go, oh, sorry, we're changing our date till next month. Do you have them ready by then? We're just, can you give it to us then? They're like, no. You have to pay a huge fine. Because they're like, in the meantime, they're like, we're not going to hold on to it and just wait and, or we're not going to suddenly not make the stuff until next month. Oh wow, I need air. They won't do that because that's huge amounts of money. Especially, it happens especially at the Christmas season, for example, around the holiday season, just around when it starts turning Thanksgiving and stuff. Usually around like Halloween, around there, from there on afterwards, until just after the holidays. Till after Christmas as well. So one of the things there are a bunch of things like that. So so I can go up boats there. Game companies are very reluctant they don't want to pay that fine. And the fine isn't huge, but they're just cheap as hell and they don't want to pay it. So what they'll do is they'll turn around and push something out on the date, and they'll figure, oh well, we'll just patch it afterwards, right? I mean, they'll just like, oh whatever, we'll just throw out a patch afterwards. We need to get it out right now though, because otherwise we'll have to pay that fine and all that. And okay, where is this? All right. just put this gravel down. Okay, it's not going to let me. I thought I could just throw it out. Okay. Alright, that's good. Once I got one square down, it won't matter after that. Okay. There we go. 2, 3, 4. There we go. I guess I could be nice and put down more gravel here. Oop, missed. There we go. Anyway, they don't want to miss those things, those deadlines and stuff, because it starts every time they miss a deadline, it starts costing them fines, and they start having to pay, and they don't want to pay, so they want to put it out, no matter if it's broken or not. Why? Because they say in their heads they're saying, we'll just fix it afterwards. Why? Because, where did that sort of arrogance come from? Where did that idea come from? Because you don't have any recourse. Why? Because you can't return it, right? If you can't return it, then they're like, you're gonna have to wait. It's too bad for you. They could do whatever they feel like. You already gave them the money. You can't return it. You gave them the money. You can't say anything. So they could do whatever they feel like. That's my whole point. Once you give up your option to be able to have any recourse, in this case, be able to return the item, which is ludicrous. There's no other industry where you can't return an item. Imagine if you got a car or a fridge or a stove or anything, and they said to you, as soon as we deliver it to your house, you can't return it. If you buy it from us, oh well, that's too bad that you can't return it anymore. It's once you have it, that's it. So, next week if it breaks or something like that, oh well. Yeah, there would be no such thing. And there's no such thing in any other industry. You can't just give somebody a car and go, oh, it's broken? Oh, no. Too bad for you. It looks, oh well. Guess you're screwed, huh? Oh well. That doesn't happen. So what do? They turn around and they can turn around and make it like, well, you gotta wait because, we'll put out a patch. So what do? They make these ridiculous deadlines. They go, oh well, we could just patch it. Don't worry, we'll just patch it after it comes out. Right? We'll just make a patch afterwards. Don't worry about it. You don't have to get everything done. We do have to get that out in the deadline though, because otherwise it'll cost us money. So, but we could always, screw them. They're used to it anyway. What's the difference? You're used to it because you couldn't return, because you could never return software. You didn't have any choice. So you're sort of screwed that way. Any gamers are. And I think gamers, and then as time went on, they begin to increasingly rely on that and just give you a horrifically subpar product where it's just buggy. Time after time after time, it's buggy as hell. So that you're getting these. Yeah, I think I'll do this. Yeah, as a matter of fact, do it like that. Oh, okay. The sun's going down. I'm gonna take my bed out. So that now you're stuck. Now they're putting out horribly. They're doing worse and worse and worse. They're making it worse and worse. And they're trying to penny pinch every single little thing they possibly can. So that now you're getting even like unbelievably bad buggy products. In particular, I could see the Fallout one. It's unbelievable. I could see how buggy it is. I mean, I've seen videos of it, and the bugs are like. First of all, I could tell they put that out to they farm that out to some other studio, and they're full of crap. When they're saying they use all these famous studios to help them, it's more like they talk to them for like 5 seconds, and then we're like, oh yeah, look, we got their input. It's garbage. They farmed it out to some cheap company, some inexperienced company that didn't have the experience to do this, or that they thought would be able to do it properly, and it come out bad. Or just didn't come out in time. The time wasn't enough of a time frame. And of course they did the same thing that they usually do. Don't worry about it, we'll fix it later. We'll put a patch out for it. And I think gamers are increasingly resistant to that. I think they're starting to get to a point where it's starting to become no longer acceptable. And I think it's sort of a doom knell for the gaming industry that at some point there's going to be a policy where they're going to have to start returning stuff. They're going to have to begin to accept returns. At some point, you'll see that start to begin to happen. Because they just can't keep doing that. And I don't know why it was ever accepted in the first place. We should never accept it in the first place. Why? Because back then, people like me were fools who were younger and were willing to accept it to get the games. But now, it's like you could put it. Now, it doesn't mean there's no bugs in console, but you could put out a game that works properly on a console. Then why can't you put it out on all the time? Like games. Why can't you do that all the time? There's no excuse. They'll put out like stuff on like PC, for example, and be like, well, we need a patch for this and that, and this and that, and this and that. And now they're doing it for consoles now too, because they're hooked up and they're wired up, and you'll be hooked up on your Xbox or whatever to the internet. Now you can download it because you have it you have it digitally on your console. So now they're starting to do it to them as well, and they are not as accepting of it because they never had that history of it, whereas PC gamers have had that. And it's just not acceptable. It's just absolutely not acceptable. And there should be a thing, there should be a law. I mean, there should be. I know in other countries, I know Australia and Europe have really decent consumer protection laws. The United States does not. They have consumer protection laws for everything other than software. I could return anything, almost anything, as long as it's not software. I get a fridge, I get speakers, I get a car, I get a bicycle, I get a telephone, anything. If I don't like it, I can return it. At the very least, I can return it for credit. There might be a return policy for credit. At the very least, I could usually people, if they want the money back, they could get the money back. If other stores if a regular store like a phone service tried to say, oh, sorry, you can only get credit, you can't return it for money, people would not go to that store. That place would close. Or that service would not do that well, as people begin to find out. Because people just don't accept that for anything else. The only gamers will accept that. Whereas a regular consumer won't, if I have a furniture, I have a chair or something like that, whatever, anything, I can return it for a full refund within, so many days, 10 days or 2 weeks or something like that. As long as you have the receipt. So, by the way, that's a lesson. Always keep the receipt.